see Muslim women wearing a hijab, what can you tell? The word hijab means to hide or conceal in Islam. A woman who wears a hijab covers her head and body to be modest. It's worn by women of all faiths who feel a connection to the Muslim faith. It also viewed as a form of resistance against society's continual objectification of women. Various styles can range from a simple scarf over the head and neck to more elaborate clothing that cover everything but hands, face, and feet, but they all have one thing in common. They're supposed to be obscure your beauty so you don't become an object for men or other people with sexual desires outside of marriage. Many people are familiar with the hijab. Most of the people, the hijab is just a piece of cloth. The hijab is not for fashion. However, they are not aware of the true meaning of the hijab. Wearing a hijab is an individual choice made out of a sincere desire to honor God and appreciation for the wisdom behind His order. The spiritual meaning of the hijab includes many important aspects, including modesty, piety, obedience to Allah, as well as a reminder that we are all accountable for our own choices and actions. The hijab also acts as a barrier between the woman and everyone else, so that she is not viewed only for her beauty. A Muslim is always misinterpreted and misunderstood by a lot of other religions. Sometimes we are identified in a negative way, whether we may be a man or a woman. Others may not understood what it is to be a true Muslim. Others may not value the existence of our religion, little though they know about the essence and true beauty of our religion. I want to let you know and share some of the things that really are valuable for us Muslims. Muslim women choose to wear the hijab for countless different reasons, from personal to religious purposes. But that is the beauty of it. That is not a universal object that confirms everyone. In fact, it can express every person's unique strength and belief. The important things to understand about the hijab is that it is in fact extremely empower of millions of Muslim women. The hijab empower them with the pride and love for their religion. And the power of modesty also help to feel stronger. But there are many reasons to wear a hijab that you may not be aware of. Hijab represents reverence for God and for oneself, and those who wear it frequently perceive it as giving them more authority. As one of the pillars of Islam, even a non-Muslim women and girls around the world choose to cover their upper, chest, neck, and hair. Nowadays, women are being sexualized, unrespected. And if you want to be treated with respect as a woman, you must start with yourself. Because that beauty are not for everyone. Only for your husband or your future husband deserve that beauty. And that hijab stop people from judging you and your physical appearance. If no one can see you or know how you look like, if you are beautiful or not, if you are hijabi, only they say that you are appreciated and respected woman. The hijab is a choice the Muslim women make because they want to dress with modesty and be judged for their intelligence, strength, and character, rather than how they look on the outside. That shows just how empowered those women feel when wearing a hijab gives you freedom from society's expectation of beauty, since no one can see what you look like under your clothes. The hijab is about freedom of choice, and it doesn't matter what a woman's choice is to wear as long as she feels comfortable in her decision. Because if she's happy with the way she looks, then God will be pleased too. People's biggest misconception about hijab is that somehow forced upon women against their will. But nothing could be further from the truth. Wearing hijab also helps Muslim girls feel better about themselves because they can dress the way that makes them feel most comfortable. I have experience in school. My friends, my classmates talk to me, "Why are you wearing hijab? Are you comfortable wearing hijab?" Most of the people always asking me like that. Before, I didn't usually wearing a hijab. I only wearing hijab when I visit to my father's relatives, a Muslim family. I remember when I was 4 years old, that was my first time wearing a hijab. At first, I don't really understand what is the true meaning of wearing hijab. But as the days go by, I witness and understand the importance on it. Yes, it's difficult at first. Why? Because I am half Muslim and I grew up in a Christian family. Because my parents was separated 20 years ago. But everything goes fine. I was 16 years old when I got married, a fixed marriage. Because of my family's decision, I thought that will be my biggest regret for the rest of my life. Because at the early age, I entered in a real relationship that have a big responsibility. But God gave me a good husband, Alhamdulillah. Even it's not a perfect husband, but a good husband. And of course, it is not a perfect relationship. Sometimes we do fight, we made a mistake. Because in this world, nobody have a perfect relationship. I remember when I was young, I dreamed to have a family. Even if it is not a perfect family, but I want a happy family and complete. Because I grew up in a broken family. Yes, it may be hard, but I always try my best to become a good person. A good child, even it's hard. I am so jealous of those other families that I have seen and those have a perfect family. A happy family and complete family. That every time we have a school recognition, every graduation day, every family day at school, and especially any important day of my life, that someone are missing. Do you want to know what is my biggest fear? Number 1, to have a broken family. That was my biggest fear, and I don't want my child to experience the painful experience that I have been through. Number 2, losing loved ones. Losing someone is the hardest thing to accept, right? It's crazy how someone who used to be a huge part of our life that can be gone in a second. Number 3, failed. That maybe I can do my part as a mother of my child and a wife of my husband. Number 4, fear of Allah. I concerned that I might not fulfill my obligation to Allah. It's obligation for everyone, and no one can be guaranteed safety from Allah's punishment. Fixed marriage was hard in the beginning, but things become wonderful afterwards. And this is the time that my wonderful journey for being a Muslim began. My husband always tell me that, "Kalimo, always wear hijab. We have to fasting every Ramadan, and you have to salah." My husband said to me, "If you do that task, God surely has a great plan for you. I don't know what it is, but He surely has. Because only Islam will save you from anything. MashaAllah. Because according to my husband, that if you are wearing a hijab, people will see you not only beautiful, but also a respected woman. That time, when he told me that, my eyes want to cry. But I don't want to cry. You know why? Because I'm so ugly when I'm crying. I never expect him to come into my life. Because God has a plan for everything, and He wants me to convert to Islam completely. I know he is not a rich man, he is not a handsome or educated person, but you know what I love for him? That he is always leads me in the right direction. And I'm hoping that he would never change. I'm not advising anyone to get married right away. It only depends on whether you find the right person. For me, yes, I can say to myself that I believe that I am in the right person. Your worth is so much more than your physical appearance. If you fulfill your obligation and duties to Him, God will give us a paradise. But before that, we need to work hard because paradise are not for free. Yes, not for free. You have to take salah 5 times a day, maintain good manners, avoid sins, generally stay modest, give zakat or sadaqah, fasting and so much more. Just like in college. College are not for free, even if you have a scholarship, but you need to work hard for it to get what you deserve. The word Islam means submission to God's will. Followers of Islam are called Muslims. Muslims believe in the worship one God. Muslims strive to lead lives of total surrender. Islam is a beautiful religion which talks about quality, about peace and compassion. Islam teaches us to serve humanity without discrimination of religion. Islam entails surrendering oneself to God completely and following His instruction in order to obtain peace. Peace with God, peace within oneself, and peace with God's creation. Doing what is beautiful means that you should worship God as if you see Him. For even if you do not see Him, He sees us. Some people ask, why does your God have picture? I reply it because no one have seen Him. And no one knows what He looks like. Why Muslim don't eat pigs? Pig is haram in Islam. Why Muslim men allowed to marry 4 wives? Islam does not allow a man to marry another woman if he will not be fair in his treatment between wives and between their children. And so much more question. I simply respond with only that I know because I am not in the position to provide to respond to that. I am a Muslim. 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 I love my religion and I value the ethics and rules inside my religion. Thank you.